man, somebody's either, you know, having a bit of a joke, or someone's made a massive mistake over at the design department at Nike. It's got Boost on it. Oh my goodness, what have Nike done? Oh, this is going to blow apart the entire world of sneakers. Listen, something happened to make me stop and look at this shoe. I would not normally have given this a second look. Seriously, I scanned through literally, I'd say hundreds of shoes a day to choose which one I'm going to talk about. And this one, I would never have stopped on it. Honestly, full disclosure and all that, you know, if you're big fans of the X9000L4 line, you know, it's just not a shoe I would have stopped on. Don't know much about it at all. But for one thing, now if you've clicked on this video, you've seen the title of it is that Nike did not steal the Boost technology from the Adidas X9000L4. And that's kind of odd thing to say, and I'm just going to get it right out of the way. Usually I wouldn't do it this fast in the video. I do it fast, but not this fast. But this is what I'm talking about right here. Bang. There's a screenshot from sneakernews.com, I think it is, which is a website I go to a lot for my sneaker information to find out what's coming around the corner. And I saw this. This is a screen grab from their website. Don't know if you've noticed it yet, but hopefully right down about here, you can see it actually says Nike X9000L4 and not Adidas. Now I was like, I looked at that, I thought Nike, and I thought that's an Adidas. Look at the three-stripe branding on the side. That they can't have missed that at production. I mean, look, that's three-stripe branding. Somebody at Nike could not have put this shoe out without realizing it's a rip-off of an Adidas shoe. This is huge news. My goodness, someone's absolutely missed a beat over there at Nike. And then I looked down below. I was like, it's got Boost on it. Oh my goodness, what have Nike done? This is a disaster. Some idiot has pumped out an Adidas sneaker at the Nike line. Oh, this is going to blow apart the entire world of sneakers. I better have a look at that. Click, had a look at it, went to the page and it said Adidas X9000L4, and I was like, okay, it's not Nike that have boo-booed, it's Sneaker News that have made a bit of a mistake. But honestly, that's my reaction. I was seriously like, whoa, that's way too close, man. Somebody's either you know, having a bit of a joke, or someone's made a massive mistake over at the design department at Nike. But it turns out the mistake is on Sneaker News. I don't know if they fixed it yet. You could go over and check out their website and see if it still says Nike X9000L4. But because of that mistake, that meant I went and looked at the shoe, which I normally wouldn't have looked at. I found out a bunch about it that I really dig on the shoe, and that's why today I will be bringing you a close-up look at the upcoming release of the the Adidas X9000L4. This is the Tokyo Bada 23 Secret Channel. Tokyo Bada 23 Secret Channel. This毎日 Upstream all day.毎日 meet to get a sign every single day from Tokyo, Japan. I bring you content about upcoming sneaker releases, sneaker news, and sneaker reviews. And today it's no different with this upcoming release of the Adidas X9000L4 Boost. Forgot to say that earlier in the video. That's the big story of the shoe, and we'll be looking at that Boost in a minute because there are not one, not two, but three major factors at play in that Boost midsole on this shoe. And we'll get into that in a minute, and then some of the other details on the shoe, including some really interesting color placements and some special sort of takes on the branding placement on this shoe. So all that to come in this video, but first I want to tell you about tomorrow's video, which hopefully I'll be able to shoot straight after this video. Okay, there's a pair. Ooh, interesting. Oh, this is cool actually. I really don't know what this is. I got a care package. Some dude in Belgium, you know, watched my channel. He sent me an email and said, "Do you mind if I send you some shoes?" I was like, let me think about it. Okay, I've thought about it. Yes, go ahead and send me some shoes. And I shoot these videos in the middle of the night. Now it's 11 p.m., 11:30 p.m. on Saturday night right now. If my little girl stays down, sometimes she wakes up in the middle of videos. If she stays down, I'll be able to shoot this video and then go straight into the unboxing of that care package video. So fingers crossed, we'll get both of those videos shot tonight. So and she won't wake up. If you've been watching my content recently, you'll see every so often I duck out and have to calm her down and then come back into the video. But yeah, that care package, big deal to me. I haven't actually received anything from doing this YouTubing at all. The channel's been monetized since round about Boxing Day, I think it was, last year. So it's been almost 9 months now that the channel's been monetized, and I actually haven't activated the bank account yet. Whoops. So I haven't received any of the money that you get for monetization, and I've never received anything from a viewer, so it's a big deal to me to get a care package through the post, and we'll see what's in that tomorrow. Now, I do know one of the pairs of shoes that's in that, which I'm really looking forward to, but apparently there's 2 more as well, which are a surprise. So looking forward to that tomorrow. But enough about that. Let's get into this shoe today, this not Nike X9000L4. Like I say, not a shoe that I know much about, but I do know from looking at it, because of today's little slip up at Sneaker News, that there are some great details going on. And I did say that the major details come in the boost down below. So we'll go to that and look at that boost. Now, I say there's 3 major features going on in the boost. Now, the first thing is that there's 2 different sort of, I can't think of a better way to say it, types of boost on that midsole down there. Now, it's not unusual to see boost coloured in 2 different ways, especially, I think, if I'm right in saying NMDR1s actually played around with colouring half of the boost towards the back and not the front half of the boost, but the actual boost itself was one sort of solid unit, whereas you can see on here there are actually 2 different kind of, it's almost like kinds of boost going on. There's a sort of rounded kind of bubbly effect, and then there's a sort of sheen, sort of flat effect going on as well. So it's like the physical construction of the boost is in 2 different segments, which is kind of cool and kind of new. And to go with that, the second feature of that boost is that it's coloured in 2 different ways. One has, I think I'm right in saying, a more black kind of matte finish, whereas the other one has a more blue kind of sheen to it, a sort of glossy finish. I can't remember the name of the shoes for the life of me, but I remember there was a particular sort of line of boost that came out that was to do with space or something like that. If you remember, hit me up with the comments down below and tell me. But they had that kind of, it's not aqua blue, but it was like a sort of, I don't know, like aeronautic blue or space blue or something along those lines going on. And it's exactly the same blue that you see here in that, the kind of contrast with the matte black of the other section. So so that's 2 parts of the boost so far, the actual physical construction of the boost, and then you've got the colouring that goes on top of that, 2 different colours at play on here as well. And then the third thing, which is actually probably for me the most important thing, and hopefully I've zoomed in on it clear enough right now for you to see, is that the finish on the boost is done in 2 different ways. And this is kind of unusual. Any boost that I've seen has usually been left mostly untreated, and it's just that sort of ripply bubble effect that boost naturally has. But then on the top of that, with the colours as well, but they've also finished off the top with a bit of physical design as opposed to colour and structural design. And what I'm talking about is further towards the back, I think it is. You can see that the finish on top of the boost is almost like a lot of dashes or a lot of minus signs, or like almost, I don't know if you remember hundreds and thousands, that's what we call the sprinkles that you put on ice cream, but it's like that, all these little dashes running right across the top of the boost back there. But then if you come forward a little bit, I think I'm right in saying it's forward, hopefully it's not backwards, but anyway, you can see it on the green screen here. You can see that the blacker part of the boost is actually done in a more square finish. It's almost like squares versus dashes in the previous part of the shoe. So for me, the finish on the boost is absolutely key to the design of this shoe and the narrative of this shoe. So that whole huge front to back full length boost unit on there is not enough. They were like, no, we're going to add 3 different design elements to it. The physical construction is different in 2 different ways. The colouring is different in 2 different ways. And then this unique sort of finish on the top of that with the dashes and the squares. Very cool. Wouldn't have looked at this shoe, like I said, if it wasn't for that Nike slip up at Sneaker News. And because of that, I got to look at this really neat feature on this shoe. But that's not where we stop with this. There's also a pretty cool bunch of stuff going up on the lacing system now. I'm going to call this a ghillie lacing system, and I can't remember why I'm calling it that. I know that I looked at a shoe recently, and I think it might have been Reebok Questions, actually. Question mids that have a ghillie lacing system is what they said. And I'm guessing that this is also a ghillie lacing system, but that little loop that comes up and then the lace threads through the loop. And the thing I like about that in particular is that the top 3 are black, and then the bottom 2, I think I'm right in saying, are blue. Oh my goodness, I hope I haven't gotten that wrong. I think I'm right in saying they're blue. If they're green, apologies. But anyway, the bottom 2 eyelets, for want of a better word, are in a different colour to the top 3, black at the top and then colours at the bottom, and then contrasting those 2 eyelets at the bottom as well, you've got that splash of almost infrared colour on the side to give it another little bit of pop, and I'm a big yes on that. And speaking of pop, let's go up to the top of the lacing system where the tongues are, and you see the Volt coloured Adidas branding up the top there as well. So all of that, this very black shoe, even the Boost is in two very dark colours. It needed some colour in there to give us a bit more sort of definition, a bit of contrast. And they've gotten that through the lacing system, through that head of infrared, and then up there on the tongue where you've got that Volt branding going on. And then it's not too far from that Volt branding to go back a little bit and have a look at the insole, and you see that Boost insole on the inside of these guys, which pays, you know, a nod, I know, pays respect, pays homage to that midsole on the outside there with the Boost technology going on there too. It's a bubbled sort of text that they've used, a font on there, which is a more advanced kind of you know, Boost detailing. They used to have a very thin kind of simple font that went with Ultra Boost or Boost on the inside of shoes, but this bubble effect is a latter sort of effect, so it's very modern, very up to date. And then the final thing to do is flip them upside down and have a look at the outsole, which is predominantly in black. Couple of hits of green again to give that sort of definition and contrast in colour. And then, like, this is one of my favourite things about Boost lines, is the way that the outsole has little gaps, little windows that look through to the Boost on the midsole. And you can see the Boost itself is its natural white colour. We talked about this, I think it was yesterday or the day before, in the Ultra Boost 1.0 OGs that are coming out with the triple blacks, and the way that the black sort of look on the profile of the shoe is different when you flip it upside down and see through these little windows on the outsole to that Boost in its sort of natural colour, which is white. And there's a sort of grid effect going on that outsole there, little squares, which kind of matches one of the Boosts on the midsole above as well. So then back out, looking at the full shoe, very cool from Adidas. Like I say, it's a nice shoe. Honestly, I wouldn't have stopped on it if it wasn't for that little slip up. I was totally taken aback by the fact it said Nike instead of Adidas, and I really thought something had gone wrong, and that's why I dug into the shoe and had a deeper look. Turns out it's not a mistake at Nike, and it is an Adidas shoe, but I'm glad I did stop by and have a closer look at these guys. The X9000L4. It's a nice looking shoe. The Boost on the bottom gives it an extra bit of sort of pop. A lot of nice little contrast in there. It's actually, you know, I'm pleased that Sneaker News drew me in and had me look at this guy in a bit more deeper, a bit more detail. Now it's time for me to sign off. Just remind you that I'm going to try and shoot that video unboxing, so I'm going to go do that right now. Little girl hasn't woken up, so fingers crossed that'll get done. For now though, time to sign off. Thank you guys for checking out my content, and I'll do what I do at the end of every single video, which is remind you that I do this every single day, and that means that you are guaranteed to see me tomorrow.